What's up, everybody? It's Grim, and you're watching Thrash Maniac 99 Wrestling, Gaming, and Metal videos. Hit the real intro.
What's up, Thrashers, and welcome to episode number 33 of 5 Questions with Levi, and funny enough, this is the first episode / first video of 2019. I hope you guys had a Happy New Year. For me, this episode's actually recorded on New Year's Eve, but nonetheless, let's just pretend today's New Year's Day, and my New Year's was, who cares? I mean, it's just a new year. Why the hell does it have to be a holiday? I don't get it. But nonetheless, pity aside, yes, I am back for another episode of 5 Questions with Levi, episode 33. For those who want to ask me questions for next time, be sure to send them in the comments below. And for those who are watching this that have never asked me a question before, what you waiting for? Send them in the comments, man! But yeah, this week we got 5 different questions. And let's take a look at them and see what we can come up with for answers, which will probably be nothing. BlazeLife334 asks, what are your thoughts on Rock Band 3? Short, sweet, to the point, honestly, Rock Band 3 was the most forgettable of the original 3 Rock Band games. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I don't really have much remembrance of that game as compared to the first 2 Rock Bands. I don't know why, it's just, I never really got into Rock Band 3 as much as I did Rock Band 2 or even Rock Band 1. So for me, Rock Band 3, the most forgettable of the original trilogy. Sorry. Daily988 asks, which split was more important to metal in your opinion? Dave Mustaine getting kicked out of Metallica or Ozzy splitting from Black Sabbath? God, that's a good question. A very, very good question. And I'm a big fan of all 4 bands involved, the Ozzy band, Sabbath, Metallica, and Megadeth. But as far as like which split was more important to metal, honestly I would say the whole Dave Mustaine getting kicked out of Metallica, because Ozzy splitting from Sabbath, yes, it created 2 different comebacks. Sabbath came back with 2 great albums with Ronnie James Dio, particularly Heaven and Hell. And then Ozzy had 2 great albums with Randy Rhoads, Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman, which are phenomenal. All 4 albums, classics within metal. While that was important as far as making a comeback statement for both Ozzy coming back from nearly dying and Sabbath arising from the ashes, I would still say Mustaine getting kicked out of Metallica was more important, because when Metallica started in late 81, something like that, and Mustaine joined them, and then once Cliff Burton got on board, they were already a legendary band before they even put out an album. However, with Mustaine's drug abuse and drinking problems, now I will agree, now this is going to be my opinion about the whole Mustaine getting booted out. People have a lot of different opinions about it and stuff like that. I'm going to say Metallica was right to do that, because when you look at what they did, or what Mustaine did when he was high or drunk, he was not a nice guy. If you hear the stories of the members of even Megadeth or Metallica would tell you that when Mustaine was high or drunk, or hell, why not both back in those days, he was an asshole and would get violent. And Mustaine would even admit that himself, that when he'd get drunk, he'd get violent, while the rest of the guys would get really funny. It's kind of like, it's something personal that I experienced with having family members, some of them being happy drunks, some of them being violent drunks. And Mustaine was on the violent side, while the rest of the Metallica boys were on the goofy side. And not to mention, he was doing way more than what everybody else in Metallica was doing. Like, Metallica was mostly just booze. Mustaine was doing everything except for heroin until about early mid-90s. However, The one thing I will agree with a lot of the Mustaine diehards is that, yeah, he did get screwed over as far as the songs he helped co-write. You know, songs like Four Horsemen and I believe Seek and Destroy as well he helped co-write. So yeah, he did get kind of robbed as far as loyalties for the songs he helped co-write. And did get screwed over of going into the Hall of Fame with Metallica when they got inducted in 2009. However, as far as the initial booting, I agree with Metallica for doing what they did. However, I don't agree with screwing him over out of money. But it was more important because it helped kind of launch Metallica into perhaps the biggest band in the history of heavy metal. Some could argue Iron Maiden, Sabbath, or even Judas Priest. However, I would make the claim Metallica is the most important and biggest heavy metal band of all time. And then Mustaine would go on to form another one of the biggest and all-time important bands, Megadeth. So in the end, I mean, both sides, whether it was Ozzy splitting from Sabbath or Mustaine getting booted out of Metallica, in the end, on both sides, you came up with two different bands from each. Ozzy and Black Sabbath, and then Metallica and Megadeth. So, but as far as what had more importance, I would say the Mustaine thing, because if it wasn't for Mustaine getting kicked out of Metallica, would we have had Megadeth? Nope. Would we have had great songs like Peace Sells, Holy Wars, the Symphony of Destruction? Probably not. So, things happen for a reason. That's basically the last thing I've got to say on the subject. Space Metal Ferrari 248 asks, least favorite teams from MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL. Well, I'm not going to comment on NBA and NHL because those are the two sports I've watched the least of in my life. For MLB, the Yankees. Fuck the Yankees. They suck ass. Basically, I'm a Yankees-hating bandwagoner, and I don't give a shit. Then again, I don't watch a whole lot of baseball, or really at all. I just go with, I hate the Yankees because it's just fun. NFL, on the other hand, I got two. The Steelers and the Patriots. I hate the Steelers because they are fucking instigators every time they play Cincinnati. They always start up bullshit. Then again, Cincinnati don't help their case either. You know, especially a few years ago when they were in that playoff game and Burfect and Pac-Man Jones. Good Lord, trying to keep control of those guys was almost impossible for Marvin Lewis to do. I'll be so glad when he goes, or if he's already gone. I know the day of recording this, there's some rumors that Marvin Lewis is fired. I hope they're true. And then I hate the Patriots because, well, their fans. Good God, their fans are the most annoying, intoxicating, brutal fans of any sport I have ever seen. Like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. Plus, not to mention they're fucking cheaters, fucking deflating footballs, so fuck them for that. Fat fuck behind the burning asshole asks, what video ideas or plans do you have for 2019? Well, luckily, since this is the first video of the year, I figured I might as well turn this into a bit of an announcement. To some extent, maybe, maybe not. But as far as like video plans, well, the first thing, Mosh Pit reviews are going to go back to its original format of trying to do them weekly, one or maybe a couple albums a week, depending on what's coming. I may do just, maybe Fridays will be the day where I do one album, and then sometime in the weekend I'll do like the, it'll be kind of like the Cover Killer Nation's 5 recently released albums you should check out. I'm going to try and do something similar to that to keep everybody afloat. I don't know what I'm going to do about with the recently released stuff. But however, Mosh Pit Reviews coming back this Friday, and the first album I'm reviewing is the new Legion of the Damned album, which should be really good considering it's thrash and death metal combined, and those are two of my favorite styles, so it should be fine. But as far as like any other video plans, of course the Marvel Studios Cup series is going to continue on season 5 as planned all the way through till February, and then sometime perhaps may wait until April to do season 6. I've already got the roster pretty much made for season 6, but there's going to be one big change, and you'll know it once I put out the entry list. By the time season 5 ends, you'll know who's in it. There was one big change I had to make because the guy who was originally going to be in the series just won't shut up or leave me alone, or isn't very bright, and I decided, you know what, I'm taking him out because he's just been annoying me, and he's not the brightest person in the world. You'll see the name, or you'll hear about it once we get to that point. But nonetheless, other plans that I have, probably try and do some more gaming videos. Again, if you people want to watch that, let me know in the comments below if you want me to do gameplay videos. Not just you, David. I want to hear if anybody else that watches my videos all the time, do you guys want me to do gameplay videos again? Because I would want to. It's just I want to hopefully get a bigger audience into watching that stuff. I really want to see more people check that stuff out because I work hard on it. But for anything else, as far as wrestling content goes, I mean, I'll try and keep doing pay-per-view predictions and reviews. As far as like any other wrestling videos, I don't know. It depends on if I'm in the mood to make wrestling videos that aren't reviews and stuff like that, like talking about topics like I did a few days ago with the whole Road Warrior Animal Ahmed Johnson deal, which I'm surprised I haven't gotten any hate comments for. I've only gotten one comment. It was from Fort Minor Project, so I'm kind of curious about why I haven't gotten many comments on that video, but nonetheless, there's those. Depends on what else I could do, perhaps more commercials. And also, speaking of the commercials, the Zev Bellringer commercials are no longer going to be put on to my channel. Instead, if you want to see that stuff more, you'd have to go to my Twitter to watch them, because last 2 times I've tried to post Zev Bellringer commercials, I've been running into problems with YouTube. YouTube needs to get their damn shit together, because, I mean, if there's no nudity in videos, why the hell would you block them or take them down and give me a community guideline strike? Quit being wussies. But anything else, it really just depends on what I want to do and how I want to do it. Brofist United asks, what is your favorite PS2 and PS4 game that you've personally played? Well, PS4, I would say just because I have the most fun playing it would be Grand Theft Auto 5, even though I haven't played it in a while, and nor can I play it because my PS4 is a piece of junk, and I need to get a new one at some point if I ever decide to get a new one. But for PS2, well, I got my case here. It's missing one game, which is SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. I've been playing that almost non-stop, but I got NASCAR 08 through Thunder 04. I got SmackDown Just Bring It, which don't know why it has the WWE logo on it, because it's a WWF game. So that's kind of rare. You got SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain, the first SmackDown vs. Raw. This would be where 06 would be. Then 07, Crush Hour MX Unleashed, Flat Out 2, NCAA Football 07, Gran Turismo 4. I'd say my favorite out of all those, I got 2 of them. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to pick 2. Thunder 2004 for NASCAR and SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Enough said. And that does it for episode 33. This was probably the longest episode we've had in quite a while, because we had a couple of really good detailed questions and answers to those questions. But again, if you want to ask me a question for episode 34 next week, comment section below, type away. But until next time, peace out, and I will see you soon.